Hey, Dandy Walker community. I'm Chris Rogers, the Executive Director of the Dandy Walker Alliance. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Emily Jones. Emily was born with Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus. Now, inspired by those who helped her through her surgeries and hospital visits as a child, she works as an occupational therapist with dreams of pursuing a career in nursing. Emily, thank you so much for joining me today to share your Dandy Walker journey with us.
Thanks, Chris. I'm so excited to be here.
So, tell me a little bit about your story. When were you diagnosed with Dandy Walker, and how did that impact you growing up?
Sure. So, my mom found out that I had Dandy Walker in utero. Um, I was born premature, not due to Dandy Walker, but just because I was headstrong and wanted to come out. Um, and I had no symptoms until I started high school. So at 15, I was sleeping a lot, having headaches, which led to 31 days in the hospital and 8 surgeries. That was when I originally had a shunt placed. And since then, it's just been a journey.
Yeah, that's quite the switch to, have no symptoms growing up and then suddenly a extended hospital stay and a lot of surgeries. That must have been pretty frightening.
Yes, but the positive side, I went from a C/D student to an A student. I also went from a typical high school experience to a not very typical high school experience. Um, Life kind of changed, but I had two choices, I guess. One, let it define me and just live under that experience, or build from it and do something to change it.
Yeah, well, that's why you're here to talk today, because knowing your story, I think that you've really gone in the latter path and really work to build your life into something that can make an impact. So why don't you tell me a little bit about how Dandy Walker has impacted your adult life? Have you had to have any recent surgeries and shunt revisions, and how's your approach to those changed as you've gotten older?
Sure. So I've had 20 surgeries in total over the last 15 years. My most recent surgery was February of this year, so just 6, 7 weeks ago. Um, that surgery was something I had never experienced before. So I had also had a revision back on New Year's Eve. And February led to my body was just pushing my shunt out. So much tension and scar tissue was just not happy having a shunt where it was and having a shunt in my body. So my incision had actually opened up, where my husband found my shunt on my skull. But my amazing medical team at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia stitched me back up, got me all better, and I feel amazing now.
That's quite the experience, and
Yeah.
I think it really goes to show how random these shunt failures can be.
Yes.
And how out of the blue and how scary they are. But I'm glad that you were able to get the care that you needed, and it sounds like you do have a really good team of doctors that you work with.
Yes. It's definitely life with hydrocephalus dandy walker is unpredictable. So, for instance, this February, my husband and I were at an event on Saturday night, and Monday morning I was having a shunt revision. So I went from having no idea and being fine to a little over 24 hours being in the hospital. And that's just how life happens sometimes with having a shunt and living with these conditions.
Yeah. Do you have any advice to people who are maybe going through their first shunt revision and kind of unsure of what to expect or nervous for it?
That's a good question. So it is very scary. Brain surgery is never easy and it doesn't get easier as you get older, but you will learn what helps your body get through it. So you will learn whether it's a diet or keeping your body moving, what helps you heal faster. and you will also learn signs of a shunt failure. So really stay in tune with your body and listen to your instincts, whether you're a parent of a little one with a shunt or you have a shunt yourself. You are your best advocate because you know your body better than anyone else, and believe all your symptoms for sure.
I think that's great advice, and being your own advocate and communicating what you're feeling, I think is so important, especially for something like this where, like you said, things can really change on a dime.
Yes.
Um, so I want to circle back to something you said a little while ago. I want to hear more about how your experiences growing up with Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus shaped who you are and kind of shaped a career path for you.
Sure. So it's actually a funny story. I had my first revision and first shunt placed when I was 15, but I guess I kind of took it for granted and I didn't realize what how the spectrum of someone with a shunt with Dandy Walker hydrocephalus is. I was somewhat of a typical teenager. So it's actually in college. I always wanted to work with children, love children, thought I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. So throughout my college experience, I was taking an exceptional learners class. And in that class, we were talking about severe and profound disabilities. And on that list was hydrocephalus and Dandy Walker. And my professor was pronouncing it all wrong. He was botching the name. So I don't really speak up, but I raised my hand and I said, actually, it's pronounced hydrocephalus and I have it. And he just was like, whoa. So since that moment, I kind of thought back to my experiences when I was 15 and in the hospital, and thought, how can I help? How can I do more? So I thought my OTs, when I was in the hospital, my OTs were amazing. They could tell if I was having a bad day and they would play a game with me and lift my spirits. My PTs would make me cry and throw up. So I thought, I want to be an OT. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to help. So that has kind of led to the start of my degrees. Now I want to go even further. Working as an OT for 5 years, I've met and treated kids with hydrocephalus and Dandy Walker, which has been an amazing experience. But now I want to go further, and I'm currently pursuing my doctorate in nursing, if I get through algebra.
That's such a fantastic story, and I think to be in that room firsthand and to hear your professor talking about Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus, and to kind of speak up and have that be the moment that it clicks and for you to
Mm-hmm.
realize what you want to do. I think that's just so amazing, and I'm glad that that moment happened for you, because I think you're now able to bring a lot of great experiences to um, the kids that you work with, whether they have Dandy Walker or hydrocephalus or anything else.
Yeah.
What would you say is your proudest achievement in life, and then what's something that you want to accomplish in the next couple years as well?
I guess my biggest accomplishment, Chris, right now would be like being able to sit here and talk with you, right? I'm so fortunate and so lucky to be able to do that, and appreciative that I found the Dandy Walker Alliance. Um, Going forward, I would love to start a family. I just got married a little under a year ago, finished my doctorate in nursing. Um, and my proudest moment, I think, would be I have like 3 degrees, have a 4.0 GPA, and just where I am in life today, like pushing through all of the things that have been thrown my way, all of the unpredictable times and surgeries and things that this life throws at you.
Yeah, well, I really think that you can be an inspiration to a lot of children and families out there affected by Dandy Walker. Just seeing the strides that you've taken, and where you've ended up and the career and life that you've built for yourself, I think is something that will give a lot of families hope. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story, and I'm excited to continue working with you and helping build out some more things for the Dandy Walker Alliance.
Yes, me too. I'm so excited and I'm so happy that I could do this.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Emily, and take care, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.